Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, United States of America.
Planet Earth.
Yeah, with another edition. Back with another edition. Bar-jutsu Live. I'm Jim, just Jim. Nothing special. As you can see, we have our very lovely, talented, beautiful, beltless. Don't be fooled. That is not her belt in front of her. The I guess the FAFO champion, Layla Page. There it is. Oh my God. And back again on camera 2, the man who needs every introduction, the one and only Ben Benet, aka
America, planet Earth, this galaxy. What is happening?
What's going on?
Yeah, well, we got a whole list of stuff, right?
We do.
All right.
We're gonna get to that in a minute. But
All
first, I want to say, is a little lonely over there?
It is.
Yeah. Nobody to talk to, nobody to stare at, talk about your feet or anything. Well, there's a
You gave me my own news desk. That's part of the reason why, man. This is awesome.
Well, there's a reason. So tonight we give a very fond farewell to the one and only Mr. Gothoff, Aaron Romeo. He is no longer with us. He has decided to end his life here on Bar-jutsu. That's why I'm wearing the hat tonight.
On camera.
I had to do the dramatic pause. But he has decided to hang it up. Man, they keep going for death references.
Yeah.
Hey, let me see if I can do this. Let me see if I can do this. And you'll know.
Straw.
I know, right? Aaron Romeo. But tonight we'll be doing his eulogy. Each one of us will give a word on, how we've known him and how fond we've grown of him. But first, before we get into it, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Meineke Car Care. If you're experiencing some car fucked up, call Meineke. Let's get that shit fixed. Can't pay for it? What do you got?
Easy pay.
Easy pay. It's like, I like how you put it. It's like Afterpay for cars.
Or you can just turn the radio up.
Yeah, that seems to work all the time. I'm like, what is that grinding noise? I can't hear it now. Rage Against the Machine's on, so it went away. I told the mechanic, it seems to go away when I turn the radio. Meineke card. Meineke Mike over there. Fuzzy Nose. Castle Shannon. Give him a call. And where will we be without the lovely, delicious, thirst-quenching taste of water? But if you don't have that, why don't you crack open an Iron City or an Icy Light? Come on! Water! I gave a fucking plug for H2O.
But you gotta say hi.
If it's high quality H2O, Mama says it's okay.
All right, then we got.
Oh my God.
Okay, she's in.
She's in. I get the reference.
I love it.
Also, we want to give a shout out to KMC Firearms. They're going to be doing something where they're going to be giving. It's fucking hot
I love it.
where they're going to be giving away guns. So we're excited about it. Apparently, it's Manic Tuesday. Mandy, the good old Mananini up in the corner here, called me and said, "What is it, Manic Tuesday?" And I was like, "I guess so."
No, I was thinking that was like Manic Monday.
Now I know, but I guess I'm Manic Tuesday. So KMC Firearms, we give our shout out to Phoenix Motorsports. If you're experiencing some motorcycle issues, give Kevin over there a call. He's an awesome dude. He's just, I'll tell you, he's totally worth it. I have 2 bikes now because of Kevin. He's the best. Noor Belts, Noor Belts, over there on Facebook. Check him out. If you've got a company, a wrestling company, a jerk-off company, anything that you want to brand it with a championship belt, Noor Belts will hook you up with a very decent price and a high-quality belt. I love them. They're the best. Shout out to you guys over there. You're awesome. Fista Productions, all the video games, they're hilarious. We love it. Let's get into news and sports. Hey, Aaron, what's in the news? There was an earthquake in Uzbekistan, blah, 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 blah. Thanks a lot.
Real pressing issues for Pittsburgh sports fans. Way to go.
He literally had one job. He did multiple things. But we asked him every week, make sure you have the news ready. He'd be like, "Oh, I got it." And I'd be like, "Aaron, what's in the news?" And he'd be like,
I can give you a
Wait, let me quote. Wait, let me quote.
a couple things. Steelers fucking spanked the Browns.
Oh, that's you know who's going to take care of the sports now? The one and only Mr. Ben Benet.
Yeah. All right. Hey, listen. Yeah, listen. I planned this ahead of time because I was really excited when you gave me the job. So I have my leather-bound book that smells of rich mahogany. And it has my basic format is that I just took because when you have 7 days in between a podcast, what we do here, you kind of just want to cut to the meat and potatoes. So I basically wrote down the headlines from Tuesday back through to last night. So it's just the basic, upfront things, and then we can dive dive right into the Steeler talk, of course, and then moving forward we'll just go with what we got.
Isn't that crazy? Can I see that real quick?
Yeah, what you got?
I just want to see this.
Okay.
See this? So Ben has been with me for years. I've known him for years. Good personal friend. I consider him a brother. He's been on the show before. He's come back. He's been here less than a week. On day 2, he sends me a message. He's like, I have a book. I'm like, oh, you have a leather-bound book. Does smell like mahogany.
Told you.
And he's like, oh, yeah, I got all these segments that I want to do and all these things I want to do. It's filled with notes. It's got notes in it.
Are they like bullet pointed?
Yeah, they're yes, exactly. It's almost like a spreadsheet, but for 40 something.
Where were you on that one, Aaron Romeo?
wait, let me quote Key and Peele, the sketch The Substitute Teacher. Hey, Ron. Hey, Ron, where's Ron at? You done messed up, Ron.
D nice.
T nice. Say your name right. Say your name right.
But anyways, so we'll talk about. I don't know. I really don't know what's going on in the news. I don't watch.
A cop got bit down at Tequila Cowboy.
I saw that. I saw that on the Tribune Review. He got bit, right? And then a bunch of people got stabbed, and
another person got shot.
Somebody got shot. I'm sure a homeless guy took a shit somewhere in downtown Pittsburgh.
I saw that down there on East Carson Street. It was over by Mario's. This guy came out and he just had his gun. He just went pop, pop, pop. I don't know what happened. I just called my disability check. I wanted a couple of irons over there at Roadrunners. That's what I want to do.
Definitely Pittsburgh.
It is so Pittsburgh that multiple shootings happen in one night, and then they pick of course the news, at least Channel 4 Action News picked the most ginzeriest cop that you possibly could have interviewed, and he sounded exactly like that. Like he was like, well, the suspect is currently in captivity in the Allegheny County Jail, and you're like, Jesus. If you're not from Pittsburgh and you see that, you're like, what? What the hell did he say?
Listen, I have a girlfriend down in Florida. She'll text me every once in a while with wild shit you'll see in Pittsburgh, and she's like, "Is this real life for you guys?" Yeah, my fucking
You're like, I don't know, yeah,
I'm waiting for Aaron to call in the show. I know we're on a slight delay. I'm feeling because I have a feeling when we get into the eulogies, he's gonna call. He's gonna want to do his own eulogy.
Absolutely. Oh, he's the type of bird that would do that. Man.
Oh, he would absolutely.
So he quoted something earlier. I'm like, maybe we want to bring it up as a topic. Can we talk about our celebrity crushes?
What are we talking about?
Celebrity crushes.
Yeah, we can do that. Because it's funny because I was speaking with a coworker last night. She's going through some issues. She asked not to be mentioned. But she goes, I have a topic you can talk about. Let's talk about valued relationships and how many lies is considered too many lies. And I was like, oh, okay. So we can talk about that. We can talk about
roll credits.
Good answer. I said the same thing. I said one. And then she had a great point. She said, well, not every lie is a lie. And I said, okay, how so? She said, let's say you're going to buy this big gift for their birthday present. You tell them you're going to you're going to work to pick up an extra shift, but you actually ended up going to the mall to order this and pick it up or whatever. I said, that's not really a lie. You told a fib to kind of say, oh, hey, by the way, remember when I said I was going to work? I didn't. I went and I ordered this gift for you. Happy birthday. That's acceptable.
Yeah, that's acceptable.
But like,
little white lies are gonna actually
like
answer
when
red.
you get out of the shower,
Yellow, orange, and then
exactly.
red.
Like when you get out of the shower, and she's like, "Hey, hon," you're like, "What's up?" She's like, "Why do I have these bumps and itches down on my side?" And you're like, "I don't know. Did you use a public toilet lately?" That's kind of a lie. You know,
Jesus.
I'm just saying. So we all.
So now they both got scabies because somebody had to take a crap at the Rex Theater.
It happens.
Oh, Jesus.
It happens. How about we singled out the Rex?
I don't know. Well, one time I had a stomach bug. If we're gonna get literally deep into this, like I had to.
I would
You
say,
didn't take a poop?
Yeah.
You didn't put toilet paper down?
Oh, Eagle's Nest all the way, multiple layers, like Finch in American Pie. I patted it down so it was almost like a cushion.
did one of you two shit?
No.
Oh.
Jeez, you
Have you seen
smell
me
it?
get up?
No, I'm talking about actually poop your pants because it stinks in here. It is fucking rancid.
Must be my cologne.
Yes, we're
Sex
talking
Panther.
our celebrity crush and I guess white
All right,
lies.
so let's talk about celebrity crushes. Oh wait, you know what? Before we get into celebrity crushes, because we always do news and sports, I want to talk about sports. So we're going to take it over to Ben Benet, and he's going to give us our Pittsburgh sports distributor. Take it away, Ben.
Okay, well, basically what I did here in my leather-bound book, I basically wrote down because to try and cover 7 days worth of sports, like in a matter of like a couple, like 10 minutes or however long I'm going to go with this, but I just got a couple of notes from like the headlines from each day of the week. So last week while we were here, the Pens beat the Rangers, the New York Rangers 3-0, and it was supposed to be Mike Sullivan's revenge game. But it was actually one of the most. If you saw any of the hockey games, it was one of the most complete Penguins victories that I've seen in quite a long time. And I'll tell you what, Dan Muse, the new head coach for the Penguins, Dan Muse, really has them playing solid defense. And I said to my buddy, I said, I got 2 words for you: puck accountability. Because you watched the bottom 4 defensemen for the Penguins, and they really knew how to not try and make the tic-tac-toe perfect play, which is something that is stuck in my craw for years when you watch the Penguins. But they held it together, and it was a great way to a great start to the season. So that was what happened on Tuesday. Wednesday, oh, this was beautiful. The Toronto Blue Jays eliminated the Yankees out of the baseball playoffs, and they moved on to the ALCS. I watched a little bit of the game, and it just the Yankees turned into the Yankees that you all hope to see fail. And that's what that was the big thing on Wednesday. Thursday, the Phillies got eliminated. So if you're from Pittsburgh, you hear that anything Philadelphia got eliminated from anything, quite a joyous day. So the Philadelphia Phillies are eliminated from the baseball World Series playoffs, and the Dodgers are national NLCS bound. So, and the Dodgers, that's not really a surprise when you look at the amount of money that they spent on Yamamoto, Ohtani, Kershaw, the whole lineup. I mean, they're just stacked, and it's pretty much, I wouldn't say quite a foregone conclusion that they're going to win the World Series again, but it looks like the way it's headed. So, and also on Thursday night, the Giants beat the Eagles 34-17, which was lovely because when you watch the game, the vaunted tush push that everybody's talking about in the National Football League, and the Eagles are the front runners for the tush push, which is technically an illegal move. If you know anything about the NFL, in the mid-'90s, I remember watching 3 times in a row where Neil O'Donnell was pushed by Bam Morris. I'm dating myself by using these references, but 3 times in a row, he got penalized for pushing Neil O'Donnell to try and grab a first down, and it was against the Vikings in Three Rivers Stadium. And I just remember that. And I was like, that was, and that's 31 years ago. And all of a sudden now we're going to call, and I won't even call it the tush push, because since it's from Philadelphia, I call it the brotherly shove. But they have the offensive line to do it. They have the running backs to do it, but they tried it 4 straight times and they failed. And the Giants ended up taking care of business, and they beat the Eagles 34-17. Then the Pens beat the New York Islanders 4-3. Another complete game. Total from offense all the way down. And the goaltending was solid. So, if you're a Penguins fan, to see this for the first 2 games of the season, you got quite some high hopes going on. So then that happened. And then Friday, just a real quick plug for my main man, the head coach of Keystone Oaks Golden Eagles, Steve McCormick. He's my boy. He was a freshman when I was a senior. He learned all the tricks of the trade from me. They beat Waynesburg Central 21-14, and they're in first place in the Double A Century Conference. So that was cool. That was cool little thing for me. I'm still a Keystone Oaks Golden Eagles mark, and I don't care. I don't care. I was going to bring that up anyway. But also, the Mariners beat the Tigers 2-3 in 15 innings for the Mariners to go to the ALCS. And it was amazing. It's 1:30 in the morning. I've got one eye open. My sleeping pills have kicked in. I'm just, oh my God, will this ever end? Oh, it's over. So I was like, okay, cool. I was out after that. and then on Saturday, Pitt taken down 25 ranked Florida State 34-31. And all I can say about that is for right now is Desmond Green is an absolute beast. An absolute beast. He almost got 300 yards receiving, and he's a running back, for goodness sake. I mean, it was back and forth, action-packed, solid game, top to bottom, solid effort by the boys down at Pitt. Coach Pat Narduzzi, tip of the cap, no wag of the finger. Good job, buddy. And then Sunday, of course, as we talked about, and we'll get right into it, our boys down on the North Shore, the Steelers beat the Browns 23-9. And honestly, it was one of those games where you just, even though it was only 9-3 going into the half, you could see Aaron Rodgers. You could see my guy, the wild one. You could see Aaron Rodgers slowly start to decimate the secondary of the Cleveland Browns, and you're thinking as you're going into the half, you're thinking this is about to break. It's about to break, and if sure enough, that's exactly what happened. Because like when you watch as a former quarterback myself, when you watch him, his timing and his touch are just unbelievable. It's like he's stepped in. Yeah, okay, like that movie Cocoon, when all the old people would go into the cocoon and come out like 40 years younger. That's kind of what happened with Aaron Rodgers wearing black and gold. It's crazy. It's unbelievable. The timing, the touch, fantastic stuff. And it was just a complete game on defense because what you had the defensive, your front seven, and they were just funneling down. So like there was no.
Sorry, I love. We went, we went through the whole thing, and I was like, I'm not going to interrupt him. This is his segment, but it reminded me. You're doing great. I think it's a great segment. I love it, but your Cocoon reference was terrible.
Why is that such a bad reference?
No, it wasn't that. It was that like. Did you ever see Boogie Nights?
Yeah.
When Dirk Diggler is being interviewed, and he's like, it's like when Napoleon was the king of Rome, and he took over. I said that is not what happened on Cocoon. There were cocoons in the pool, and they swam in the pool, and they absorbed the energy that the cocoons were giving off, and they became younger. Your movie, I pictured in my head a bunch of old people climbing into this big coconut-looking thing and coming out like little kids. Like,
did I get it confused with Stargate or something? I don't know.
I
don't know my sci-fi stuff,
man. It's a movie that I had never heard of, but. You're like, yeah, it's like a cocoon. They all jumped in and they came out 40 years younger. They're like, fuck, cocoon. Wrong.
I got confused. Okay, I mean, hey, it's live. We gotta get. I meant to do that.
Hello.
But it was a complete game. Complete game. On there was no doubt after the first half. Aaron Rodgers, he had everything down, the timing and the touch. And it was just beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. And he dispersed the ball properly. Everybody, there was 9 different receivers that caught balls on Sunday. So like, I can't, like, if he's not already you have to look at Aaron Rodgers and give him some recognition to possibly being this year's NFL MVP. If it keeps up like this, call him Montel Vontavious Porter because he's going to be the MVP.
I do got to say, and everybody watching knows that I am not a big sports fan, nor am I a Steelers fan. And I had predicted, I said, you know what? He's going to come in and it's going to be a joke. I'll be the first to admit I have been way wrong. He is just taking this. I can honestly see them making it to the playoffs. I'm not bullshitting. But
Playoffs?
he has.
Talk about playoffs?
He just seems to have this determination. Like, he's like, I think this is his last year. And he goes, I'm not wasting it. I'm fucking doing what I got to do. And he's harsh about it. I think is he like the team captain or whatever?
He's one of them. And he's one of the captains on offense. You know, like you'll see him at the coin toss at the beginning of the game. And rightfully so, deservedly so. You know, I mean, he's only been with the team for a couple of months, but like, it's just the way that he carries himself and the way that Rodgers knows how to balance business between team camaraderie.
The professionalism that obviously there.
And you know what? When you have a team leader like that, it's infectious. So it goes from Aaron Rodgers being number one all the way down to the 53rd guy, Miles Killebrew, who actually is injured anyway. But you get what I'm trying to say. You know, it spreads amongst the team. And you could see it, you could feel it, and there's a certain energy. Even when you're watching like the practices over at the UPMC Sports Complex, those guys they're relaxed, but they're focused. And that's such a dangerous competition. As the weather gets cold, you know, as the weather gets colder, if they're already bonded now and the weather starts to get colder, you know, and then they have no choice but to bond, even though they're already bonded. It's going to be this. There's going to be some noise that's going to be made. And just like you said you were gracefully wrong, so that's good. I act like I've been there before, you know. But I said at the beginning of the year, 12-5, AFC North Division champion, and possibly the AFC Championship game is starting to look more realistic.
Yeah,
you know, like, and that's just and then yesterday for Monday Night Football, the Bears beat the Commanders pretty badly. And Caleb Williams actually is looking like the real deal at quarterback. They weren't quite sure if he, you know, because he was having some struggles, and that was part of the, you know, the head coaching staff. But this new guy, their new head coach Ben Johnson, has got him focused, and he's starting to improve. And he's almost getting to that level. When you're talking about the Bears, you're talking about like quarterbacks like Jim McMahon, you know, and he's slowly getting to that, progressing to that level where you can put him in that talk of being one of the better Bears quarterbacks. And the Falcons beat the Bills, which I absolutely love. The Falcons beat the Bills, and the reason why is because it's not the team itself. It's the fact that their fan base has this sense of entitlement that's absolutely unbelievable. No, they call themselves the Bills Mafia, right? Right? They call themselves the Bills Mafia. What's the first code of being an organized crime? You just did it. Silence. You don't talk about it. You don't talk about being in a mafia. You talk about being in waste management and then moonlight as a mafia member. Unbelievable. But so, like, anytime I see the Bills, I mean, all told, it's been a great week of sports. Oh yeah, by the way, the Rangers ended up spanking the Penguins 6-1 last night too. So they kind of come back to earth a little. It might be a long season for the Penguins, but all told, pretty good week of sports. So that's it for Pitt for now. But I got something to get off my chest. But she wanted to talk about, what was it, sexceptions? Sexceptions, right? Three Hollywood. Okay, you call them crushes. Okay, I call them sexceptions because, like, if you're in any type of relationship, you know, you iron this out early, you know, so it doesn't become like an awkward thing. Where it's like, well, who are your three? You know,
I guess my generation calls them hall passes.
Or hall passes. Okay, well, yeah, I'm years old, so you know, but okay, sexceptions, hall passes, you know, whatever. What are your three?
My three?
Yeah, Give me three. Say in some absolute batshit insane world we're dating, and you got your your hall passes. Give me three with one honorable mention.
I'm shocked. You were the one that wanted to do this segment.
So I thought we were talking about celebrity crushes. Okay, so like I wouldn't particularly sleep with mine. Just like as a kid, like growing up, I thought my like celebrity crush was Harry Potter.
Wow.
But my mom corrected me. She's like, no. She's like, no. She's like, your crush growing up was actually Adam Sandler.
Wait.
She's like, because she was like, you were obsessed with Adam Sandler.
Okay.
Watch was on repeat. So 90s Adam Sandler, he could get it any day.
Well, are we talking about 10-year-old Harry Potter or?
I mean, that was like. I grew up in that time frame.
Daniel Radcliffe is one of the ugliest human beings.
But I'm not talking about Daniel Radcliffe. She said Harry Potter. So in my head, she's like, this 10-year-old kid's got what's going on.
That's why.
Really almost. That's what I'm going to do. Now, every time Layla's in the fucking house, I'm going to go like, Expecto Patronum. Lowest juices.
What the hell does that mean?
That's Harry Potter.
I've not seen a single frame of a Harry Potter or a Lord of the Rings.
They all have wands, and whenever they shout out, they always like, what's the Lumos when they want the lights, Lumos when they want the lights to come on, they're like Lumos, and then when they Expecto Patronum, Expelliarmus.
Avada Kedavra is the killing spell.
She's all into the 10-year-old porn. That's crazy.
What?
You have to watch it. Dude, I had to choose. I've said this on the show before. I had a choice. I had to choose Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter. I went Harry Potter, and I never looked back. Lord of the Rings sucks.
4 little people walk through the woods. Roll credits.
Did you ever see? Did you ever see? What is it? I can't remember. It's one of the. It may be Clerks 2. When Randall have either one of you seen Clerks 2?
Yeah, I've seen it.
So when Randall says he's talking about how Star Wars is the better movie, and he's like, here, let me sum up. He's like, let me sum up Lord of the Rings. They're walking. Next movie, they're still walking. Last movie, they drop it. And it's over. That's Lord of the Rings.
Bingo.
But I'm not a big fan of Lord of the Rings. I've tried watching it. I didn't even like it when it was a book, when I was a kid. And they made us read it in school. The Hobbit and all that shit and everything. I was not a fan of it. And then many years later, they were like, oh, they're making it into a movie trilogy. And I was like, this book sucked when I was a kid. The fuck do I want to watch this movie for? And it still sucked. I hated it. Same thing with Narnia. We read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe when I was a kid, and I was like, "This book is terrible." And then it became a big, huge hit. But let's get into your crushes. So you're talking
90s Adam Sandler.
90s Adam Sandler is your crush.
Yeah.
All right. So first, Happy Gilmore Adam Sandler.
Yes.
Okay.
I could see Bulletproof Adam Sandler.
Oh, bad boy kind of thing.
I could see
That is 98. Yeah. So yeah.
So, but I could see Bulletproof because he wasn't like Abby. My brother's
like my crushes are more realistic. Like, why am I gonna have a crush on somebody that like I'm never gonna have a chance with in my life?
Mine.
And then hold on. So if you're gonna judge me,
how many do I get?
3.
Okay, all right.
So I didn't answer all 3 of mine. Yeah. So first you're gonna judge me for this one. Machine Gun Kelly. I've had a crush on him.
No. I'm at please. See you guys later.
Machine Gun Kelly. Terrible. All right, and who's the third one?
Had it on the tip of my tongue.
That sounded sexual.
A strong wind blows Machine Gun Kelly away.
That guy tattoos. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, but you're into wrestling. How did?
So is he.
What? Because he got powerbombed by Kevin Owens off the stage at Raw?
No, he's into wrestling. I actually met him at SummerSlam a couple of years ago.
Fuck him. What's the third?
I'm going to take it back to you because I literally had it on the tip of my tongue and I totally forgot.
All right, get back to me. Feminine, you're 3. You got 3. Go.
Okay. 1, Eva Mendes. easily with a bullet. Not even. Not
From the other guys?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
This is my wife. She's my old lady. This is my old lady.
Paul Walker.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew as soon as you said R.I.P., I was like, Paul Walker. Here it comes.
Paul Walker.
So,
I've been in love with that man my whole entire fucking life.
I've heard that from multiple females.
My whole entire life.
Hey,
Before Fast and Furious.
no homo. He's a good-looking dude. Okay, you know, that's it. You know, that's okay. Okay.
I have 3. That's oh man.
What do you got?
See, like
you want me to get here? We'll go back to you in a second. I'll give you the other. I'll give you my other 2. So Eva Mendes, easily. The blonde highlighted hair, the mocha skin,
Like when she was in Hitch.
top to bottom. She in Hitch, in the other guys, like just the Fast and Furious 2 or Too Fast, Too Furious, whatevs.
But how great of a fucking not to jump off, but how great of a combo was Eva Mendes and Will Ferrell and the other guys?
Oh,
They were
you come in here looking like a hobo. This dinner tastes like a dog's asshole. I want to know what kind of wife would cook up dinner for their husband and it tastes like a dog's asshole. I know you would.
Such a smart.
Probably one of the greatest on-screen couples I've ever seen on camera. Tanner don't play no shit.
Fucking these bitches be wearing jimmies. You feel me? You feel me, dog?
Yes, no, it's like Mark Wahlberg. Dude, you were a pig. No.
Oh, you were a list.
We just had an honorable mention once.
Oh, yeah. So I got Eva Mendes. Number 2, Ginger Spice.
Wow. Oh, okay.
Ginger Spice. Listen, look, I'm sorry, not sorry, but when she would come out, like, and they would have all the Spice Girls and they would do their stuff, but she's got she got the lighter skin with that fire red hair with the blonde chick, and then the eyes, and then she came out in the Union Jack gown, the skin tight Union Jack gown. Oh, no. I look like Augie from the movie Role Models when she would come on screen. I just no. You know, yeah. So Ginger Spice number 2, and number 3 is kind of it's kind of obscure. It's kind of a deep cut. Okay, the band, the group LMFAO, the 2 guys, LMFAO, Party Rock Anthem. When they did that song, Party Rock Anthem. There was the one girl that does the singing. Get up, get down, put your hands up to the sound. Yeah. The girl, her name's Lauren Bennett, and she's on. That's the only thing that I've seen her in, and I swore off blondes for the time I met him back when I was 20 years old. Now I'm, I swore off blondes, and there's initially when you first look at her, if you look at a still frame, you're like, oh, okay, she's a cute blonde girl. But I don't know, in that minute and a half at the end of the music video, and she's doing a get up, get down, just sign me up. I'll write my lifetime contract for that Lauren Bennett. She would be the 3rd one. So we're talking Eva Mendes, Ginger Spice, and Lauren Bennett from the Party Rock Anthem.
All right. I got mine are hard because it's like, do I go any time period or what? Dead or alive?
He went any time period. One of mine is dead.
So okay, so
it's a theoretical kind of thing.
All right, I got. If we're going celebrity, I got Margot Robbie, Mila Kunis, and Amanda Needy.
Nobody mentioned Jennifer.
Huh?
I'm surprised nobody mentioned Jennifer.
Yeah, because you know what? Because everybody likes that. Nobody caught my Amanda Needy.
I saw.
I was floating around with like Selma Hayek. I was a big Selma Hayek fan. But like, if we were talking like 60s, I would have to go with like Elizabeth Montgomery and Anne Margaret. And you have no idea who they are. Look them up. They were.
Anne Margaret still looked good in Grumpy Old Men back in 90s.
I know, right? And today she's like 90. I'm like, I'll throw her a bone.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, like, I
Why
like the
not?
Meineke comic because my crushes are more realistic. So I'm like, that's why like it took me so long to like think of something. Like, why am I gonna have a crush on somebody I'm never gonna be able to have a chance with in my life?
True. Oh, if that's the rule, if I'll never have a chance, Joan of Arc.
No, I mean, if it's like a realistic thing, I'd be like, oh, you mean Deb from Akani? You know?
Well, let's face it.
Yeah.
Nobody would even actually see me having a chance with the man.
Oh,
So that kind of
right.
counts.
Bing bang bong.
Kato don't play no shit.
Kid, bitches be wearing jimmies.
So that's, but yeah, I mean, like, yeah, if you get a chance, look up. You ever see Bewitched? The original Bewitched?
Ages ago.
The Elizabeth Montgomery.
Is she the one that does the?
Yeah, the nose thing.
I can't do it, but you know what I mean.
She was gorgeous. And then, like you said, Anne Margaret. Anne Margaret was just amazing. But,
Oh well, I mean, if you're going back like that, you got to go Jane Mansfield.
no,
Talk about someone.
see, I don't even care that her daughter is Mariska Hargitay.
I love her.
Jane Mansfield to me was just a slob. Who you like, Mariska Hargitay? Did you know that was her mom? You knew that? You didn't even know.
No, I knew that.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, then if we're talking famous people's moms, I want Blythe Danner because that's Gwyneth Paltrow's.
Although, see, that's a hard category because, like, Carrie Fisher's knockout me. I'm not even talking Princess.
Are you that nerd that would like be like, oh, her in a bikini and stuff?
No, that was the one thing. Never really cared. I was like, whatever. I don't really give a shit that she was in a bikini. It does bother me that she never posed nude. Now that she's dead, you will never see those tatas. But, you know, there's so many. It's such a hard category. It's such a hard category.
Well, I mean, it's ultimately theoretical. So I mean, if we saw actual pictures of Joan of Arc, you could say, oh well, Joan of Arc, so I'd tear that up. You know, give me some of them boobies.
My honorable mention is Transformers Megan Fox.
I knew you were going to say that because you know why? Because you're a big Machine Gun Kelly fan.
I liked Megan Fox, but I liked Machine Gun
But
Kelly.
she was terrible. She's a terrible actress, and
was
she's an even
bad
worse.
as hell in
She's an even worse human being.
I've heard that about her.
Yeah, she's.
I heard that about Mariah Carey. So
all right, so let's get on. We're 40 minutes in. I want to get to the eulogies of Anne Romeo. What we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about this. You know, give a brief little. If this was his funeral, let's just to be clear for the people watching at home, Anne Romeo's not dead. He's just taking some time off the show.
Dearly beloved.
but dude,
we've gathered here today to mourn the death of the biggest foul-mouthed, beer-swilling piece of monkey trash that has ever graced God's good earth. I don't know. That's it's just. You said we were going to have a eulogy. I immediately go to Rock and Stone Cold on Monday Night Raw. It's like,
but just to be clear, like Aaron said to me last week, he's like, dude, I just need a break. And I was like, that's fine. That's cool. And like tonight, and I'm sure, I don't know if he's watching now, but I was busting his balls because he kind of guest stars on another podcast. But I was like, I'm going to fucking give him a eulogy there. I'm going to say thank you for the years of the show.
It's like the ultimate betrayal.
What? What's the ultimate betrayal?
Where he tells us, "Oh, I'm not gonna make him."
Yeah, but like
tonight, on the broadcast.
So like tonight, I sent him a text message. I was like, "You staying home?" And he just said, "Yes, sir." Normally he'll message me, "Are we having a show tonight?" Or he'll say, "Hey, do you mind if I skip tonight?" I'm like, "All right." So he just blew it up. So again, I know that every now and then people need a break from this show, and that's fine. You know, you got to get shit taken care of, but. In good old Bar-jutsu style, we're gonna fucking roast it. We're gonna do the roast of Aaron Romeo. What do you say, man?
Well, no, I was just, I was gonna say, like, we were talking about doing a eulogy for Aaron, and I mean, ultimately, as you've heard the backstory, it sounds exactly like a certain experience I had a couple of years ago with a podcast where the podcast guy, the guy that was the head of the podcast. Said, and I was going as Brett Paradise because we know Brett Paradise, Ben Benet, we know the deal. So I was going on the podcast as Brett Paradise. wanting desperately to talk about wrestling because that's one of
Oh,
my
is this that fucking ass clown from the fucking, which we don't even want to say his
Well,
name?
I'm not even because I'm not even going to say his name because I'm not putting him over. Because the worst thing you could do is mention somebody and put them over. Don't ever do that, other people. You know, like so he said he wants to take a break, and I said, well, let me do my own show. Let me use your studio. Let me use your time. You can produce it, whatever. I was like, I said, I'll get my own sponsors. I'll do all the legwork that I have to do. And he's like, no, I don't know. We'll see, And then he kind of him-hawed around. Then a couple weeks later, Jimmy comes up to me, and he's like, hey, did you see that your boy started a podcast? I said, excuse me? He's like, yeah, he's doing a wrestling podcast. I was like, so he not only did he blow me off, but he stole my idea.
Right.
With another show and another podcast. So like the way that Aaron's, going about his business, he sounds like that guy. And I'm like, to me, I don't want to say I'm angry or anything, but it's like disappointed. Because how like when your parents say, "I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed." How that hurts so much worse. Guess what, Aaron Romeo? We're not mad, just disappointed.
I always say that, like, whenever I do get into arguments with people, not man, I'm just disappointed because
Oh yeah, that's the worst feeling.
Right, because and then you really put it over, like you slouch your head, your shoulders, and it's like, you know what, Layla, I expected more out of you.
I will say this though, and I'm kayfabe, breaking kayfabe.
Good.
For the show, like Aaron comes on, and he's been part of the show since we started, and we do this shtick, and like I said, I hate that I'm saying this on camera, but we lay into him during the show because he sits there and takes it. So like that becomes the comedy part of it, where we're like, we're like, fuck you, Aaron.
Have you mentioned it before? I'm like, do you ever think he goes home and
He's like your
flips
butter.
wrist and
He is. But yeah, and I just I'm like, dude, he takes it well, but I do get it because like as much as we like gang up on him on the show and everything for just the fun, for the laugh of it, in the end, he is the butt of the joke, and it's like, all right, dude, he needs a little break from us. We got to take it easy on him, but he is our brother. We love him and everything. We're giving him his time off. But fuck you, Aaron. That's why you're getting this fucking eulogy.
This is how serious I am about this for Aaron Romeo not being here for a couple weeks in a row. I'll do it again to really send it home, but watch. Aaron, I'm not really mad at you. Just disappointed.
The fucking laugh at the end. All right, so Layla Pig, you've worked with him for a little bit. Say a few words about the late Aaron Romeo.
Notice how he would just awkwardly stare at me while he was doing the newscast, probably fantasizing on my feet and legs. And the fucking roast of Aaron Romeo.
Which was
that
still waiting.
Never fucking happened.
No.
I was waiting for my moment to shine.
Still waiting for a day in the life of Aaron Romeo.
Yeah. Yeah.
That guy's got a gigantic tongue. Hear me out. The very first time that we went to Mike and Tony's, we were going to do the podcast, do the podcast there, and this is before I went on hiatus. He was like, he was holding the bowl of like rice and pea or whatever it was, oatmeal and rice and yeah, some sort of feces. I don't know what it was. It looked awful. And he's just in there, and he's got his beanie cap on, and then he just goes like this, and he goes, like Jesus Christ,
what's about the beanie cap?
It's going
in the middle of a fucking interview. Like we'd be talking to somebody, and he would just look at the camera. And I'd be like, wait. I'd be like, hold on, stop the interview. What the fuck are you doing? And he would just be like, oh, nothing.
Just hanging out.
I'm just listening. So fucking terrible.
And he's got that quietness about him that when he pulls stuff like that and then you call him on it, he takes like a mental note of it where it's like when he's ready to murder, we might be dead.
You know what he's doing?
He's got somebody in his face.
You know what he's doing? he sees something where, and he's gonna be like, "Why are you giving away my secrets?" He'll see something like Layla comes to the show. She looks hot. She looks sexy. We'll be talking about
Gorgeous.
something, and he'll be looking at her. And he's not just looking at her; he's etching it in his brain so that he can go home. And he's like,
He's gonna skin me alive.
He's
and
like-
turn me into a
he's
cow.
like lotion. He's like, all right, I'll see you guys.
I'm
tomorrow."
gonna hurt you tonight.
He does have like a stare.
And we've caught him so many times. I've asked him. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, what? He'll be in the middle of a show and he's just,
Like I'll go back and watch like episodes. And
I know.
He does stare.
and I'm watching it. I'm like, what is he staring at? He's like, oh, I'm just there. I'm just in the moment. All right. So this is what I'm gonna say. I was gonna do this, but I realized you just did it, so can't do it. What can I say about Aaron Romeo? The man hasn't always been there when we needed him. I've
We're
known
all there, Jim.
I've known him for many, many years, over a decade. He eats weird shit, and
Literally, he shit. I've watched him eat shit.
From that back to the first channel that we had.
oh my god, that was my favorite. We started, and you know, maybe I can't even do the eulogy because in
The
my
one
head,
with Ernie, but I caught the back of the first challenge.
Oh
It
my
was like
God.
the shit that you
what was
would
so
put on the
funny
back
about
of
that
the-
is we would put like fish heads in it, and he would put all these things, but he had one rule. And this amazed me. He had one rule: nothing expired. We were like, even if like he would put ranch dressing in his oatmeal, and he'd be like, "Hey, can I see?" He'd be like, "Can I see the bottle?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And he'd look at it. And today is October 14th. If the bottle said October 13th, he'd go, "No, I can't use it." And I'd be like, "Dude, you're eating dead fish in fucking oatmeal." He'd go,
Raw dead fish.
What was it like oatmeal, ranch dressing, sardines,
"Oh,
what else was there?
Oreos, hot sauce, spinach." He would mix it all up. And then, like, you know, most people would take a bite or two. His challenge wasn't done until the whole bowl was clean. And then the bowl was clean, and he'd hold it up.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he would do that again, and I'm like,
But he always did this thing where it was like, he wouldn't just stick his tongue out and be like, ah. He did this head tilt thing to the side.
yeah.
Like-
that's it. I'm like, this guy is out there. He's on a 747 headed for La La Land, man.
When he's feeding the people down in his basement.
Oh, man, I'm sure. And you know what's funny?
Puts the lotion on the skin.
What's funny is it took him not showing up tonight for us to talk about him all night, and he's probably like, not showing up was the best thing that can ever happen.
He's like,
So-
this whole show was about me.
With that said, we'll end it. We'll do this. The Aaron Romeo,
Shalom.
Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.
I think I probably screwed that up.
But terrible.
Let me give a little teaser for next week.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, because I just want to, because I didn't even get to it, because I was so excited to get the the sports report out for the week, because there was a lot of things happening, a lot of moving
It's all
parts.
you. Go ahead.
But next week I want to talk about, because we've got a we had a Steeler home game, and then on Thursday night we got another Steeler game coming up. I want to talk, and when you go to Steeler, because I was a season ticket holder for 30 years, I want to talk about cashless sporting venues. I really want to talk about cashless sporting venues. I want to get on a soapbox. I want to talk about cashless sporting venues, and not just, but it's grown into the entire Americana pop culture of places that are cashless now, and it's driving me absolutely nuts. But in particular at stadiums, because and I'll get more into it next week. But I feel like that's a good topic that people can identify with. And you guys can identify with it, absolutely. And
I like it.
I got a couple of notes on that. You'll see. I'm not lying about the notes. It's real. It's absolutely 100% real. I'm left-handed, so I'm real uptight about how I write, so it looks real neat. But that's just what I do. So let's do that next week, man.
What's your sign out? What do you? You gotta have a sign out. What's your signature?
Should I go classic, Johnny? Should I stay classy?
Say
no.
Triple H for a second.
Oh,
No. I mean, I could mark out and go Triple H because I am the king. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do an impression. I don't want to do LA Knight. Yeah, but I was trying to think of a good send off, but
send off.
so it's I'm paid, I'm laid, and I'm made. BP Benvenet.
I like that.
I like it. I did like that a lot, actually. But Layla, you got anything you want to add? We are at 52 minutes, so we're gonna wrap it up. All right, what are you gonna bring next week?
The wrestling belt. I'm gonna catch up to wrestling, so I have to.
So we're gonna talk about wrestling next week.
More wrestling and casual sporting events, right?
That's it.
All right.
I like it. Casual sporting events.
Hey, let me see if I can do it. One more for the road.
And Romeo, you take as much time as you need, buddy. We will be here for you. So next week we'll be here. Same thing Tuesday night. And we'll start bringing up. We're gonna have sign-ups for the Iron City arm wrestling, like that. The pulling, called pulling.
You gonna turn your hat backwards like Sylvester Stallone over the top?
It's like a switch. It's a switch.
It's a switch.
Like I see, and
I'm all about the truck. I'm gonna take the truck.
She's gonna say this is about the truck.
It's about the truck.
She's like, she has no idea what we're talking about.
Tulsa King.
All right, your homework for the week. Okay, look up Elizabeth Montgomery and watch Over the Top.
Over the top. Lord knows I can go for a burrito.
Guys, that's it for Bar-jutsu Live. I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank Iron City Sports. Well, Iron City, the sports, Pittsburgh Sports, Scarpaci, KMC Firearms, Meineke Car Care, Noor Belts, Phoenix Motorsports, Fista Productions. You guys are all great. We love you. Thank you for supporting us. Jesse Hale Music every week. He gives us, even though he has shitty political views, we still love him. We still love his music. Guys, from all of us here at Bar-jutsu, Iron City Beer, Meineke, please drink responsibly. We'll see you next week.